SPORE WAR. Today we're going to be starting session 0 with some enthusiastic players, and we are going to define the characters set up for our first session next week, when we are going to be running into some preludes before we do the Paizo Adventure Path SPORE WAR. This is an adventure path designed for the 2nd edition Pathfinder rules, taking characters from level 11 to level 20. It is high-level play, and it's intended to show how even with high-level play, you can manage player, character, rules, and options in a way that's fun and exciting and doesn't require multiple university degrees. So the idea here is we are going to introduce the session. But first, I would like to thank our sponsors. We have Phoenix Dice, who makes some excellent dice. They are recycled from plastics that have been previously loved, so that you can purchase them with a clean conscience. And I've seen the gin dice. They have gold flecks infused in a blue dice. They're amazing. And our other sponsor is Norse Foundry, which does amazing looking metal dice. They are fantastic. I haven't yet touched a set of those, but I yearn to. So thanks to our sponsors. What we are going to do now is just do a little bit of an introduction of, and I did forget to mention, we are being given the privilege of doing this actual play on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. And I want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to try my first online stream with some really excited players. So let's throw to the players so you can introduce yourselves and introduce the characters you're going to build today. Go ahead,
Okay.
Steve.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm a teacher and a dad and a spouse and one of the founders of Dungeon Scrawlers. I'm also a fantasy writer. First book, currently free on Kindle. I'm playing Toad, who is an 8 charisma, beardless dwarf champion whose stubbly head resembles a smushed pumpkin with a ferocious underbite. The idea I had for him, mostly I wanted to play a champion, but I'm kind of tired of the classic champion who's all charisma and shield and sword. So I thought, what would happen if I gave him an 8 charisma and maybe had some intelligence instead? And it turns out not much. Doesn't really affect him because he's a liberator. Basically, he doesn't do a lot in the way of magic that's going to require DC saves from his opponents. He's mostly helping his friends, and that doesn't require a DC. So I wanted to give him that sort of. I mean, you know me. I like to play a grotesque in some way, something that doesn't fit its type, and so that's what I've done. He's also he doesn't use a shield, so we've managed to swap in double slice. So occasionally, he's not going to use that very much, but when he can't use his pole arm, he'll go to clan dagger and a flail. And I'm really trying to build him to be to trip. He's gonna do a lot of tripping so that his friends will get some advantages in combat. Also, tripping makes the opponent have to spend an action, right, to get back on their feet, or attack from their prone position, which isn't advantageous. I want combat to be more than just smash, okay, end of my turn, smash, okay, end of my turn. I want to be able to trip, disarm, do stuff like that. And so anyway, that's my concept for this character.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Brings it to me, Mr. Parr. I play TTRPGs, usually on other people's streams online. I occasionally stream myself, but not too much. And I am playing J. Fellavale, an elf monk who's dressed sort of like a down on his luck assassin most days, with a bandolier of alcohol miniatures. because he does like to drink on the job. My concept for this character is I always wanted to tackle a drunk monk, and just play one myself. I haven't really had the opportunity to. I'm usually playing some other sort of martial character, or something like that. So I really wanted to take this chance to imbibe, and I love the dip into key spells that I did because I am tying each of those key spells to a different sort of alcohol. So he has the alcohol miniatures on him because when he knocks one back, that activates one of his key spells. So for inner upheaval, for example, he has a little alcohol miniature of Everclear. Well,
Fantastic.
to really fire him up. So I've tied every key spell has some sort of alcohol tied to it. And I just thought it'd be fun to have not the standard drunk monk of just like, obviously having the looseness and the of like, am I drunk or am I just very good at what I'm doing, portraying myself as. I also wanted to have a little bit of a mystical connection to like, I have mastered the art of alcohol to a degree where when I am also imbibing in alcohol, I gain more power.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you.
We all feel that way, don't we? We take some alcohol and we feel super powerful.
I could
I'm just kidding.
I could experiment and see how the Gamerunner does with alcohol, but I don't think we'd
Mm.
enjoy the results. But I think a drunken monk is a fantastic concept for this. Thank you. Skye, go ahead.
Wonderful. Hi, my name is Skye. I am an aspiring voice actor. I also have quite a bit of experience with Dungeons and Dragons. This will be my first real foray into Pathfinder Second Edition specifically, but I'm very excited to look into everything. And I've had a great deal of fun working on building my character Varen, who is a fetchling of Iovaran descent and is also a thaumaturge. So a lot of the main concept that I've been working with on building them has been kind of a support role trickster style character because they are, in essence, a nerd. They are a very cloistered occult style researcher. They do a lot of reading, and they're generally a very superstitious individual, and they like to make use of that on the battlefield by making trinkets that might bolster their allies, or by specifically thinking about what do I remember about the weaknesses of this particular enemy, and how can I exploit them for the betterment of all of my party. They also like to carry around a mirror that is capable of putting a perfect copy of themselves on the field, so they'll also be taking on that sort of trickster role. And eventually, their fetchling heritage will give them the ability to manipulate their own shadow in a way to cause a little bit more chaos on the battlefield. And that is a lot of what we've managed to do so far.
Fantastic. Thank you. Go ahead, Glenn.
So cool. Everyone's characters.
Right?
Hello, my name is Gwendolyn or Gwen. I'm a middle school and high school teacher. You can find me on Instagram at Gwen Coven. And I'm playing a lovely Ivaran wizard. Her name is Briala Sparkburn, and I really wanted to like battle against the things around a wizard of like, you have to work to be good at this thing, you know what I mean? Not like the Nepo sorcerers out there who are just given, they were born with all the wealth they need with their magic, but I like the idea of like earning your magic. But there's also that concept of like, you dig too deep, the wizard, you are overwhelmed with this like hunt for knowledge. My character Briala is like fighting against that. So she is a school of civic wizardry, which is like, for sure, like all about like, I gotta help other people. This is what this is all about. I have to go and help others, and that's how I'm gonna make a difference. So they've spent like time at being an investigator, trying to like find the balance between like their human parent and their elven parent, and just like trying to like break all the things that came before, all the cycles that have continued, and like trying to be like cheerfully optimistic that, you know what, everything's gonna work out a-okay. and then the horrors will happen. But that's later. No.
Fantastic. That is great. And you're not
Enter
wrong. Everyone
the
has such
horrors.
great character concepts. Lex, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lex. I usually go by Forta or Fortavare on the internet, except for where I'm Lex Arts with 2 X's, like my card. I will be playing Banda, the elfin Dromar. He's a nomad, he's a ranger, and short shit on a mission. So yeah, he's as far as character goes, he's interesting to me because I'm going with a very eclectic ranger build. He's an alchemist. He's a yeah, of course he's a ranger. He's got a bow, but he's also, when he needs to go into melee, going to be running around with a 2-handed axe. So you
Nice.
know, a whole lot of spinning, sweeping, and beating people with the haft of his weapon when we get to that point.
Cool.
Fantastic. And it seems like a lot of these characters are really going to synergize well with each other. The player characters in terms of
hope
build,
so.
but also in terms of personalities. There's a lot of really complementary archetypes represented, but they're not typical. None of them. So I want to thank you all for having put so much thought into these, not just the rules-based build, but also the character-based concept. For me as a GM, it just helps so much when I can sort of use that as the raw ingredients, and together we're going to create a narrative. So my name's Matt. I am going to be the game runner for this adventure path. I have prepared a couple of the preludes that we're going to do to lead us up to 11th level by jumps and spurts, just to sort of give the player characters a chance to have some grounding together. I am a Canadian lawyer. You can imagine how Canadian synergizes with lawyer as well as you'd like. Do the best you can. I'm not sure I figured it out. But I've been playing games like this for about 35 years. And I love the story, the communal storytelling element of RPGs. I love the Pathfinder products. The original Pathfinder 1e I played for a long time. And I am new to recorded gaming and stream gaming. I am new to Pathfinder 2e. I'm not as experienced with Pathfinder 2e as with Pathfinder 1e, but part of the objective here is to show that really in any group of friends, you can find someone who can run a Pathfinder game, and Pathfinder 2e is easier than ever, especially compared to Pathfinder 1e in high level play. So we're going to be finding some really neat ways to tell a story here using some using the Paizo Adventure Path. One thing I'll say is their adventure paths are great. I've run through multiples of them. It used to be that, you know, are you running homebrew content or a published adventure? And people would look down on published adventures because they weren't well written. But if you watch any of the interviews with the authors for Paizo, they put some thought into these paths, and it shows. They're great material to work with. And I am not going to stay literally word for word what's published. As a GM, you always have to be willing to run around a little bit with what makes sense for your party and what narratively makes sense for the story that you're trying to tell. But the art of communal storytelling, where the players define their character and how they interact with the world, and the game runner tries to balance that all off with the published materials or their own homebrew content. And we're going to be doing a bit of both. The prelude adventures at 3rd, 5th, and 8th level that we're going to run, one session each. They're going to be quick, short snippets that I've written. And then I've used that to try and lead us into the 11th level start of Spore War. Spore War, what's your guys' first impressions of Spore War based on what's been described to you? It's a bit dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what do we know about the principal adversaries, the demons that have existed for a long time in Kionin?
I want to fight the weird Tyrannosaurus demon. I want to fight him so bad.
I've
Tree
been
Razor.
thinking the
Yeah,
same
agreed.
thing.
Yeah,
I
that's-
want that. We're gonna put that guy in the ground. I can't wait.
I'm not sure he's in this adventure path. What would make you think he would Tree Razor would be in this adventure path? I don't understand.
Because we're gonna go fight demons in Keonan's woods. I don't care if he's actually in this adventure path or not. I'm gonna fight this man.
We're
Who
gonna find
knows?
him.
He's
Who
on the
knows?
Find
cover.
him.
He's on the cover, right?
Yeah, he's on the cover. Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I know. That and well, it's called Spore Wars. So I'm thinking, okay, there's some fungus going on here.
Maybe.
That's it. I mean, my character ostensibly knows a lot because he's a scout and he's been patrolling the edge of this forest where it intersects the elven and the dwarvish lands. And presumably he goes on little missions to he tracks and kills these demons, but I don't know what they are yet. So
Yeah.
but it's in his backstory. I'm imagining mushroom demons. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. And so what do we know about Keonan, right? Like, it is the elven homeland traditionally, but the elves abandoned it for the most part for a long time. They've returned now, and they were quite xenophobic and kept to themselves for the most part. But the new queen of the Keonan elves is very much interested in expanding that. And so Green Gold is the starting town for the first book of the Adventure Path. And it is the one place that people from other realms, people of all descriptions, are actually welcome in the Keonan Woods and homeland. Now, what are your ties, each of you, to either Keonan or Green Gold in particular that you anticipate will get you there as a start? Because we are going to start the preludes in Green Gold as well.
I would say that my character probably was born and raised in Green Gold. Spent some time researching. Probably went and found their way into a library of sorts. Set down roots and found a research room and just never really left unless they needed to. Probably a few rumors within that library, just saying, "Hey, just that room's haunted. Just don't go in there."
Thank you.
Of course.
Mr. Parr?
I think JDR, no matter what, has sort of wandered away from home. I don't think he's from Gringold, but I think has wandered here just to love his family, but needs some separation. Gonna Let's take a bit of time away. And I think when it comes to elves, like, I think taking 5 years away from your family is like you basically just took like a 5-minute break. In the grand scheme of elves, they
Yeah.
live so long that like anything you might consider that a human does, that it's like, oh, we'll never come back from that. It's like, nah, well, for an elf, well, I'll see you in years, buddy.
Yep.
So
Fantastic.
I think he's ended up there. Yeah.
Awesome. Lex?
I think my character is in part, just around because he's been headed south from points north. Curiosity, found a thing, went, oh, this is point south. Cool. I'll get there eventually. But I think might actually have possibly distant relations in the region, but I'm not decided yet. Not 100% certain.
Perfect. And Green Gold would be an enticing place for adventurers from other places to explore the mysteries of Keonan with relative safety. There's quite a lot going on there in terms of opportunities. So it would be a natural stopping point that people might linger, because elven wine is elven wine, and elven hospitality, if it's not being denied to you, not a bad thing. Gwen, what about you?
I'd actually prefer a 20-minute lecture on elven hospitality and
Okay, yeah.
all that comes from that.
I did prepare that.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
gosh.
no.
Okay. I am ready for it. No, I think Briala grew up outside of Keonan and always heard her father be like, God, the worst years of my life were in Green Gold. Absolutely. I'd never go back there. You would have to kill me and drag me back. And the first chance Briala had, she was like, I know where I'm going. Somewhere you'll never find me. So I think she's running away a little bit to maybe a little bit more protection. Kind of go see what's the scoop of the area.
Well, and that moment of finding oneself that you sometimes get from travel, uh,
Mhm.
and being a place that's not where you started. That's absolutely great. Stephen?
Um, Toad would have he spent most of his time. Well, he had a conversion experience. He was a dwarvish scout along the edge of the Tanglebriar, uh, on the edge of the Five Kings Mountains and Tanglebriar, and he had a conversion experience with an elvish god, like purely elvish god, named um, oh god, he pronounces it Catifus. Um, it's probably Ketifus, but the god hasn't told him it's any problem with that. So Big K, I also call him Big K. He's he had a conversion experience that way. He So I think that after his conversion experience, he spent time in a temple of Catifus, uh, learning and ultimately training, but would have gone to Green Gold to train with another. Let's say, I'm imagining he went to Green Gold to train because he sort of exhausted the training in the original place where he went originally, just to get his sort of religious training, and so that he went to Green Gold to get to train in arms with someone a little more advanced.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm.
Now, those of you who've noticed the, pardon me, the overlay, will see that it's based on a map of Kionin. And for that, I have to thank Jason Collins. Jason has invited me to participate with him on this journey, and he's acting as a facilitator and producer for this actual play. Jason, did you want to take a moment to unmute your mic and introduce yourself?
Thanks very much, Matt. Really appreciate being here. Appreciate you accepting the invitation. That's the first step, because otherwise we wouldn't be this far along. I want to absolutely extend my thanks to the players that we have met, some of us for the very first time. And as always, when you're doing an online endeavor and in the actual play community is both very small, but it is also very insulated, and it can be difficult to sometimes stretch out and meet new people. We have been very, very fortunate to meet all of the individuals that we have on this game. Just in the conversations and interactions we've had before you, the audience, have gotten to see any of the story that follows this, it's going to be an excellent game, and you're going to have a lot of fun, and I know the players are going to have a lot of fun as well. And so I really appreciate Matt taking that chance and stretching himself a bit to do this, do what we do all the time in our personal gaming, and extend it to a wider audience. My name is Jason Collins. I am a freelance comic book writer, tabletop role-playing game designer, actual play streamer and performer, and I've done a little fiction writing in my time. You can find my published work, my fantasy comic Thistle, and some of the actual plays I've done on my link tree at digital_Collins, which includes links to the episodes of Quadrilateral and Quadrilateral Frostfall, which was the Star Wars D6 Dark Times actual play that I did over the last 2 years with another group of tremendous players, also on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. Grateful to them for allowing me to have that game hosted there as well. And this time I am just behind the camera, running the show behind the scenes, and really enjoying the chance to get to see a whole bunch of new players come to our community, and hopefully the audience really enjoys it. Thanks for your time, everybody.
Thanks, Jason, and personally, thank you. It's another chance to hang out, but it's also just really much appreciated. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. All right, let's launch into something more rules-based, which is, I think a session 0 is a chance for the player characters to be revealed in terms of their design. We've talked a little bit about that, but just to get any details sorted out about what equipment they might be starting with, what skills and abilities they might want the other player, that the players might want the other players to know that they're capable of at the outset. Because there are some, and you touched on this, Stephen, with respect to the trip attacks, and you, Skye, with respect to the the trinkets that you can create. But I think it's important to sort of talk about what distinctive items you might have and what skills and talents you might have, what you might be able to offer in terms of party mechanics to deal with challenges, so that we're not surprised by that in the first instance, and so that people can tweak their build a little bit if they want to. Who wants to start us off?
Not me.
All right, Lex.
I can start, sure. So as far as rangers go, you a lot of times I feel like you see the very either super martial rangers or the super spells based rangers. Mine is neither of those. I'm going with the hunter's edge I chose was outwit, so I'm going to be focusing more on, again, as have been said by multiple other players, the support angle, but particularly in how I'm applying bonuses to everyone else's attacks. Like, eventually my plan in this build is to be able to give, like, I have an ability called Hunt Prey. I get a +2 circumstance bonus to certain, checks to seek, hunt, find, blah, 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 blah. And as this build goes on, I want to be able to also give those to the rest of the party. Some of these bonuses will be for doing damage, for chance to hit, things like that. But beyond that, I also want this guy to be a little bit sneaky, a little bit little bit deceptive. I think I had written something in there that always a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than you expect him to be. And that's by design. He's doing that on purpose.
That's cool.
That is really cool. Gwen?
Yeah, I'm thinking a lot. It's funny how like those like the threads of like we gotta support each other, we gotta look out for each other,
It's
gotta make each
amazing.
other better. And because I was thinking a lot with Briala, but like focusing in on like a lot of the like environmental puzzles and or like the research and like or the investigating angle of it. Playing like kind of an investigator like type, like looking for like opportunities to find things, to look into like the magical wherewithal of those things, or like helping us cross like difficult terrain. That kind of thing has been like my thought process. So like I have like very like really helpful, like water walk, things like that, telekinetic maneuver stuff, things that I hope that will come in handy. But a lot of Briala has been like, how do I do my best to do a non-lethal takedown? Or like, how do
cool.
I keep people from like doing this stupid stuff? How can I help them live long enough to regret their actions and be better? I think that's kind of the angle. So a lot of my skills are focused in on like bludgeoning damage, tripping, knocking down, which then I'm worried Toad is going to be like, I'm like, yes, I got that guy down. And Toad will go, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Weapon right to the back of the skull.
Even if it's not Toad, you
Heck
might have to
yeah.
worry about Bonda.
Yeah, there's
Toad, I
more
feel
than
like.
one who might take that opportunity.
He is not a redeemer.
How?
No.
The law is important, and we really gotta follow it. Bandit, where did that person that we were just looking at, they're like falling over a cliff? Like,
Yes.
I don't know. They must have walked off.
Just gotten snatched into the brush. It's just like
Different character perspectives and abilities just draw the narrative together. That's awesome. Thank you, Gwen. Skye?
Absolutely. So, like I said earlier, a lot of stuff to do with Varen and Thaumaturge in general is again to make talismans. So every single day, they have the ability to make a couple of talismans that provide small consumable bonuses, and they can essentially hand that off to themselves or anybody else. The other primary thing that they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing this thing called exploit weakness. And the entire purpose of exploit weakness is it's a recall knowledge check. And depending on the status of that check is they would either get the highest weakness or they would gain the knowledge of every single weakness that that given enemy has. And the highest of which they're going to be able to not to essentially apply to their own attacks at first. So in the very beginning, mechanically, they're pretty selfish. But as time goes on, they have the ability to share those bonuses with other people. It's not to say that they're doing fire damage. It's just that they're making the enemy think that they're doing fire damage if they're weak to it, which is very, very interesting because it's just it's a lot of really weird, esoteric, or almost like occult knowledge that they're applying through their trinkets and their pseudo magical things. Because even though they are an expert of Arcana at this stage, they have access to zero magic at all. It is all entirely superstition and esoteric, and again, those occult rituals or bits of knowledge to do that. And of course, they also have the very nerdy aspects of them. So outside of combat, they have the ability to identify magical items. They have the ability to trick magical items into thinking that they can use them, even though they really can't. As well as just interrupting the enemy and stopping them from doing things, or various other interesting miscellaneous bits that eventually just get to be completely ridiculous.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't realize quite how the thaumaturge played out until you presented the character and I looked through it. Very cool. Mr. Parr.
All right. My build is it's sort of interesting. I wanted to, when I saw that we had a champion, I was almost certain that that would be like our main marshal. So I wanted to make another marshal just for backup, sort of play like an off tank role in combat where I'm also sort of hardy, have a high AC, and can take hits, but it's a fair amount of speed as well. I know I'm a monk. I already have speed buffed, but I took more speed.
Nice.
And I also have a key spell that will buff my speed as well in case, just in case I need to zoom around anything, chase somebody down. And also
sometimes getting there is all what it's all about. Absolutely.
Yeah. And get to people that might be out of reach. And I took a fair amount for just like the social aspect of like, I feel like information control. I'm a whisper elf, so I can hear very well. It takes me less time to gather information. Eventually I'll be able to pass information while disguising it as something else. And in the, drunk monk sense, I aim to be like a little hard to hold on to. So like I can break out or I can slip out of, bonds easier if we end up getting captured at any point.
That's great.
I could just talk and deceive as well. It's a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of stuff in there. I also have a little bit of healing for myself in combat, just so that any other sort of healing could go to somebody else, because I can give myself a little bit of a boost.
That's awesome. And the thing,
awesome.
it really is. That is great. I'm really excited to see how these player characters interact with each other. We're going to give voice to them sort of on an experimental basis today. And what I wanted to do is just have a very quick interaction with the patrons.
Oh, cool.
And so what I mean by the patrons is each of you.
Sorry, you skipped me. You skipped me.
Did I?
Yeah, I feel really left out.
I'm so sorry,
Steven.
No, I didn't.
I didn't skip you. You said not me.
No, I said not first. Not first.
Steven, you mentioned the slasher feat. That's as that's as in depth as you could go.
No.
I apologize. Call me out when I miss someone.
Okay, it's okay. There's a lot of players here, so it's easy to do. So Toad, one thing that when I saw it was Spore War, I thought, okay, I friggin' hate poison. I friggin' hate diseases, and I hate paralysis. I hate that as a player. So I thought, okay, I'm playing a liberator. He can lay on hands and remove my opponent's paralysis. He's real resistant to diseases. He can remove, he's just built to combat those incredibly insidious abilities of evil creatures. And so so that's his gig. He can free people from if they're entangled, all that stuff. What else do I want to say? He's just heavy plate, and he's got they call me Toad. I might as well be a good jumper. So I practice jumping. I can leap like nobody, even in my armor, because that's just the way I am. So he has like powerful leap. He has I forget what all they are, but so he's super mobile. Oh, and he took speed. So dwarves are 20 speed, so he's got 25 speed, and one of his magic items is going to be boots of bounding, so he'll have a 30. So he's going to be really mobile. On top of that, he can freaking jump over anything, and I think that's going to be fun. I feel like in a lot of these games, movement is king. If you have a lot of movement, you win in a lot of cases. So he started with a dwarf, but managed, by 11th level, get it up to 30 movement. That's pretty good.
That is great.
Anyway, that's I think that's all you wanted to know, right? He's going to mostly use I think it's pronounced Gizarm.
Gizalm.
Oh, yep.
Okay. I can't swallow it that way like you do. But I am not Canadian, so that's why. No, I'm kidding. Okay, Gizam. But it's basically a glaive with a hook thing on the reverse side of it to trip people with, and it has reach, reach and trip. It's gonna be really fun.
Please don't be mean to my NPCs.
Oh, I'm
No,
sure they'll.
We're gonna be awful. It's gonna be great.
Please don't.
Wonderful.
I spent so much time creating them.
Only the enemies. Only the enemies.
Only the
Yeah, but I mean, okay, fine. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of, thank you for that, Stephen.
Yeah.
We are going to give a little voice to these characters, and I'm going to experiment with my own voice, if my actual voice will let me. So, Lord Illyrian Valthorn, he is an aspiring, ambitious minor noble of House Valthorn, and he has lands near Greengold, and he is very much one who is into social cues and making sure that everything he does is for political purpose that helps him or his house, or both, preferably. He has a reputation for brooding over the slightest perceived insult, and he is extremely wealthy and spends as fast as he takes in wealth. And he often hires those he feels can accomplish things at great risk or dubious motivation. And what better candidate than adventurers for that kind of role? So I think Mr. Parr, Jadior, is definitely someone that would catch his notice. Let's say you're in his study having a conversation, and we're jumping into it halfway through, and he says to you, I need to know that I can truly trust you with a mission of some delicacy. Are you prepared to take a risk?
Prepared to take a risk, of course, always. My dear, dear friend, of course.
Appreciated. And he pours you some ludicrously expensive elven wine. But he doesn't say anything until he sees you take a sip. Do you take a sip?
I do?
Do you take a gulp?
Just a sip for now. Let's taste
All
it
right.
first.
It's effervescent. There's something about it that captures not just taste, not just aroma, but there's something more there. And you begin to suspect that it might even be enchanted wine. But then he launches into his next comment. He says, I require a message be sent. There's a druidic circle. The Circle of the Green Scythe. And you must travel, it's about 3 days, and you must deliver a message for me. And you must collect the response, and they will not be pleased to receive the message, and they will not be pleased to provide a response. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Druids, how fun.
Exactly. And he hands you a steel canister, a scroll tube, with a screw top. Not typical. The screw top is made out of leather and steel, and it seems heftier than a mere message would be.
Interesting. Well, Valthorn, I am forever thankful for your spirits and your trust.
It is my trust that is worth most. I can do great things for you if you do great things for me. Do not fail me.
Of course, I am great.
Prove it. And he pours you a little bit more, sparingly, closes the bottle, stands up, and walks out of the room without another word.
After he's left. No, spirits are very important, actually. It's very, truly very important.
You know that he agrees with you, but he values trust more. All right. Gwen. Lady Ianara Selaval. She is a very, very popular, very, very highly placed elven figure of local nobility, but very much a local noble. She is not at the Queen's court. And she also has uses for adventurers. Atypically, in this case, you were recruited by her butler and invited to join her at table in an elven wine garden. And she is sitting there with many attendants, and she waves most of them away when you approach. Ah, you came.
Of course, my lady. I'm happy to help you however you might need.
Of course you are. And that is what I appreciate so much about you. It is, in fact, your willingness to serve without promise of recompense that I so appreciate. In any event, I have a special task for you, something that really has the potential to open up opportunities you cannot even imagine. If you could just help me with this one technical problem. You see, the Elven Druidic Circle of the Green Sickle, or the Green Scythe, they've been negligent. Every midsummer, I have a fete, a party, and I am known for the variety of teas that I produce. And the green sickle tea is so important among the varieties, and they know that I order it every year. I ordered it this year without fail, and it has not arrived. It's a week away, and I need to know that I have it well in advance of the fete. So, a gentle reminder, whatever you need to do, go and get it for me, please.
My lady, it would be an absolute pleasure. I just would love to make sure that everything with the I know you typically donate some to the poor and to the hungry
Yes,
in the
of course.
town. I perhaps maybe in honor of helping you with this task, maybe they can have a greater share, perhaps. Maybe a little bit more of the festivities shared with them this year to help brighten the spirits and show how kind and generous you are.
Oh, how quaint. Oh, that is so quaint. And boring. Are you going to do it or not?
Well, I
I mean,
suppose.
I'm not making any promises. Maybe.
Well, I'm happy to help. I just have my finder's fee, and it shouldn't be any issue. So
Oh,
happy to
again,
help.
you dwell on things that are inconsequential. What is of importance is that you prove yourself. There will be rewards down the road if, in this instance, you show that you're willing to assist me for the benefit of earning my trust.
I've been to school quite a bit to study my craft. I recognize an internship opportunity from a mile away.
If we can call it that. Whatever gets you to do what I want without me actually having to pay. Sorry, I shouldn't say that part out loud. You understand the arrangement, I think. I can do great things for you in terms of social mobility, but I get very bored if we start talking about money.
Of course, my lady, would hate for you to get bored. I'd be
Me
happy
too.
to help you out with this.
Thank you.
I'm sure the correct recompense will happen somewhere along the way.
I'm sure as well. Lex. You have made contact with Kalion Serthal, merchant of exquisite tastes. And very, very well known in Green Gold. Very, very astute shopkeep, but goes beyond being a mere shopkeeper, a merchant of some capability and renown. And you're leaning over the counter. Perhaps you've just arranged to purchase at a discount for past services one of the items you start with. You can choose which one. And he reverently hands it over to you. You're in the shop Serthal and Son. Very upscale. There is all kinds of wealth evident in this shop, but only for those who have a discerning eye and recognize what they're looking at. Is this what you wanted?
Yeah, I'd say it is. And he kind of takes the, it's a cloak. It's a cloak. Cloak of feline rest, to be, in fact. Just
Perfect.
casually, just inspecting it, feeling it, puts it on for, checking the fit.
You can see that it has been expertly repaired, but you're not the first owner of this cloak.
No. And he wouldn't have expected to be that buy things new? Nah.
I wonder if you could do me a favor. You'll note that I've given you a discount, and that's for past services, and I'm happy to continue this working relationship. But I need some help.
What are we thinking, boss?
Well, I can't leave town right now.
Nah.
But there's a druidic circle that has a few items that I like to keep on hand. They're trinkets, really, but I buy them in quantity. And I need to know. Well, I need to send someone I trust. I'll pay you for your time. I understand the value of the work that you do on my behalf and the risks you take, unlike some adventurer patrons in Green Gold. But I do need this done quickly. If you can make time for me.
I ain't doing much. Come on.
All right.
But may I ask, what kind of trinkets? Just fun little magical things?
Yeah, there are things I like to keep in stock. to be frank, we tend to buy whatever they've got on hand. They don't know the value of what they produce. I mean, if you browse what they have, I'm not going to object if you buy anything on the side, but whatever else they've got, I'm going to take.
Alright.
To be even more frank, the order has a bit of a financial crisis. So if you can apply some pressure on payment, I won't object.
Kind of payment. They're not doing.
They're druids. They're not good with money.
Nah, they're not good with money, but what they're usually pretty good about giving what's owed.
You'll have to meet them to understand, I think. Anyways, do what you can. Hands you a small lockbox that you can hear the jangle of coins within. It's hands you a key and says, "I appreciate what you do. Stay safe. Shouldn't be too problematic. It's just near the edge of the
Quick jaunt
wilds."
into the woods.
And unlike some, he actually provides a map. I don't have the map, but you have the map.
That's okay. That's okay. He's got the map. And when you say wilds, you mean specifically the swamp part of the wilds more so than okay.
No, the way I conceive Keonan is it's old elven homeland. So there are areas that were old elven estates that have not been reclaimed. There are areas that were never civilized. They were always forest in their natural state.
Okay.
And then there are
Forest,
there are areas like Green Gold where it's sort of tended forest. Like there's trees without a lot of underbrush and beautiful glades and but someone is making it and keeping it beautiful. So this will be sort of on the edge of either old settlements.
Estate or a never established. Okay.
Correct. Pardon me. All right, let's get into it. We have next up Skye with Magister Ilirenwen. I can't even pronounce my own names. Ilirenwen Felidar. He is an arcanist of extremely advanced age. And you would be meeting with him in his tower, which is this unevenly constructed, just 3-story tall stone tower with wood timber supports, leaning a little bit to one side. And you've been in his tower before, and you have had him share information with you freely. He's just glad to chat. What brings you there this time?
Old man, I have another question. You
Oh,
see,
of course.
I was looking through the tome that you provided last time.
Which tome?
That tome, if you.
Yes.
I actually have it here. Now, on the question of the plane of shadows, you said that the boundaries within them are thinner on certain days than they are otherwise, and I was just wanting to thank you for that, and I was just curious if that applies to any of the other realms as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. There are places along the ley lines which are, from a planar perspective, somewhat fragile. Our entire reality is fragile, more fragile than people assume. It could all go asunder without a moment's notice. You walk all through the forest, you think everything's fine, and then suddenly, a little bit of pandemonium seeps through. Absolutely, yes.
It's fascinating. Wonderful. I would also like to return this to you. It was a wonderful read.
Return what to me?
The tome.
Oh yes, this one.
Are you getting a bit more forgetful in your old age?
No, I'm just focused on other things, you see.
Now what would that be?
I tend to, my mind follows many threads, all at the same time.
And those threads would be...
Well, lately I've been thinking about how, in fact, battle magic is such a crude and unrewarding manifestation of the arcane arts that it ought to be abandoned altogether.
Well, that's fascinating. You know that I have no access to magic, but you have taught me a great deal about it, and I would be inclined to agree at very least in part.
I had something for you. And he
Yes,
starts
please.
rifling through desks and drawers, and this is a gentleman who has 8 different desks around the room, and he's rifling through all of them. And as he does that, you notice on the table right in front of you, there's an envelope with your name on it.
Old man, I believe grabs the envelope. And, is this what you were?
I
looking
don't think
for?
so.
It has my name on it.
Oh, does it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, well, that might be it. Let's take a look. And he opens it up. It's sealed. He breaks the wax seal, opens it up, and reads it. Oh, yes. I think so. And he puts it back in, tucks it into some envelope or some sash or pocket that you've got. Oh, yes. Very good. Anyways, I must have a nap.
Please, feel free. I will let myself out as I always do.
He begins napping.
Varen is just going to look at him and is going to grab the first tome that they see on the desk, and I'll be returning this to you, and is going to turn and let themselves out.
Can you guess what instructions are in the envelope?
I would imagine it has something to do with going to a certain druidic grove.
It does. You must be psychic.
Oh, absolutely.
It does indeed. Unfortunately, the instructions are not particularly clear. You read it a second time, and the part about going there is very clear. The part about coming back with whatever you're supposed to pick up is very clear. He talks about it as a package, but makes no indication as to whether they're expecting you, whether they're expecting to send him a package or anything of the sort.
He's going to read through it one more time just to see if there's anything that they missed.
You missed nothing.
That is lovely. I will be helping myself to many of his tomes in the future. And is going to promptly crumple it up, put it in their sash, and head on their way.
Perfect. Thank you, Skye.
No worries.
All right. Stephen. Your patron is one Commander Veril Morivian and a veteran of the Border Watch. A veteran of Keonan's border defenses, now retired at a relatively young age. A stoic and respected figure. And one that you've learned speaks plainly and frankly. Has never had you do anything before, but has been hospitable when you travel this way. How did you meet them? Perhaps as a scout originally before you moved to Greengold? Oh, I have no audio from you.
Likely when serving in the Dwarven scouting regiments, they would have interacted with some of the Elfish scouting regiments and cooperated and so on. So they would have met that way.
Yeah. And so you're visiting, he just has a simple home, nothing militaristic about it other than some of the ornaments on the walls, an occasional trophy or weapon that they've salvaged over the years. And just serving a simple meal, some elven whey bread, and fresh fruit jam with clotted cream, and you're sitting at their table just reminiscing for a moment.
I don't like to eat with other people. I tend to make a bit of a mess, and people don't like that much.
You know I don't mind. I've spent most of my time with soldiers from various nations. It doesn't trouble me.
Okay, that's good. You called me here to have some lunch?
No,
Oh.
that's just hospitality.
Right.
I called you here for a reason. Toad,
Mm,
can I ask you a favor?
of course you can. What is it?
I have a friend. Call them a friend. A druid nearby, a few days away.
Hmm.
I have not heard from them, and I should have. I worry I cannot go.
Oh, happy to check for them. Yes, I've never seen a druid before. They're hard to find.
They're a bit strange. They may not be hospitable, but they can be trusted.
Oh, you know me. First impressions, people just love me, and they'll just come right to me and ask me what they can do for me. No, I'm just joking.
I'm hoping
That's
you'll
not
have a
how-
chance to make a second or a third impression, Toad.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. I'm sorry to even make the ask, but can you go soon?
I don't have much to do here. I'm always available. I like to go out. Got to be honest with you. I don't much like to be around people. It's easier just alone and in nature outside.
I know this about you, Toad, but I tell you again, sometimes you need people. Sometimes you can do more with people if you trust them.
As long as normally it's not me that's the problem. So if they want to be with me, I'm not too picky that way,
I know. You're good people, Toad.
Thanks.
Do you need money for the road?
Don't really need much, no. I've got food. I got my flail and my walking stick. That's all I need.
Should be safe. But yeah, I want to thank you. I can't go right now, and I would go for a friend, but sending a friend to a friend seems like the right thing to do.
Toad kind of blinks a little bit and stops chewing, and glad to be a friend. That's happy to help my friend.
Don't leave your weapon behind just in case.
Oh no, I know there's always some kind of mad dog or something that needs a good smack. I got it done.
All right. Let me know. Hopefully it's all good. Hopefully I'm worrying for nothing.
Do you want to bring a pigeon or something to tell you what happens when I get there, or just come back and tell you?
Do you have a pigeon?
Well, no, but sometimes the dwarves, we use the pigeons for the reporting.
Yeah, I don't have any pigeons.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'll just come back.
You haven't touched your bread.
Maybe I just take it with me.
He takes a bite, and it's so flaky that it immediately crumbles, and it looks like he's practiced. He catches it as it crumbles and then tosses it back without getting any on his. He's just wearing a chemise, and gets nothing on the frills, nothing in there, and you know that you would have nowhere near the same luck.
Oh, Toad's like doing math and going, maybe I just, maybe I can take that with me, and that'll be my breakfast tomorrow.
As you wish.
Okay.
Thank you.
He wraps it up in a napkin and puts it in his satchel.
Yeah. They actually wrap up and give you a bundle of whey bread and a jar of jam and a jar of clotted cream so that you don't just end up with a bunch of crumbs in your satchel.
Oh, that's real. That's kind. I like that when people
Least I could
not
do.
everybody's that way.
No,
Okay.
no, that's true. Thanks, Toad.
Yeah. It's my pleasure for a friend. I always help. I want to help.
I know.
Also, you give me a reason to get out of this town. Everybody looking at me, and I don't want to talk. So I like talking to you. It's okay talking with you. It's like we're friends and stuff, you know.
It is like we're friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And they smile and they give you a pat on the shoulder.
Oh, all right. He gets up awkwardly, kind of backs and bows.
And as you exit, you see that there are several people waiting for you to leave because they want to speak to the retired commander as well.
Mm.
And they look at you as you come out, and they kind of, huh?
He gives him a big underbite grin. Just going, just leaving now. He's all yours.
Thank you.
Sometimes I like to use my face to make people back up and get out of my way.
It definitely makes them uncomfortable.
You know, it's sometimes a gift that way. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Did I skip anyone this time?
I don't think so.
I think I actually remembered.
Nice going.
Gold star for me. All right. Thank you, everyone. Is there any... this is... we're close to wrap up, but did anyone have any comments, questions, anything else that will help them polish off their characters for next week?
I'm wondering... I've been struggling with the voice, and I'm wondering if it's irritating like the twangy voice that I had to listen to on that one podcast. If it is, I can find a different one.
Other people can express their views, of course, but I think it's profound in the sense that it portrays a character. Actually, reminds me of an uncle of mine who was just sort of accustomed to living alone, and I think it does a lot. Like the hesitation in the speech coming from that lack of social grace is actually quite charming, I think. Can you maintain it?
Oh yeah, I think so. It sadly comes really naturally.
Well, then maybe this is just a preview of you 30 years from now.
This is just your real voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a natural progression.
Okay.
Does anyone disagree? I think it's great.
Oh, I love it.
I like it.
Okay, great. I mean, because good. I don't want to be that person.
I want you to be that person.
Yeah, I'll be that person.
There you go.
I don't want to be that other person.
No, not that other person. Quite right.
I find that, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
No, thank you all. That was, for me, it was a lot of fun. Things will only get smoother as they go. And as I said, I'm learning. I take feedback on this, but thank you all very much for coming. Thank you all for your interest and your incredible amount of work and thought you put into your characters. That's really inspiring for me as a game runner. So thank you all. And thank you, Jason, again, for all you do behind the scenes. I couldn't do this without your support and assistance. Thanks to the sponsors. Thanks to Dungeon Scrawlers for taking this risk on me. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.